Hey everybody. So, I told everybody I would make a retrospective on HarmonyCon 2023. It's been, a few months now. It's July. Uh, I'm not entirely sure why I waited this long. I think part of it's just the fact that I really wanted to get my thoughts together, and part of it's the fact that I just had hip surgery in May. So I was kind of gearing up for that and everything. I knew I was going to have surgery when I went to HarmonyCon, but anyway, so that was back, I believe, in February was when HarmonyCon was. And so I had a show pony badge. I always get a show pony badge when I go because, it's just fun to skip the line. Plus, getting one of the sponsor badges like that, it just it helps the con be able to invite guests and things like that. So make the con itself better. And, it feels good to support, my fandom, and it feels good to support that con because it's provided a lot of fun times for me. And so I have thoughts, of course. The first time I tried to make a video about this, I was really overly negative, and I'm going to try not to do that. But there were some negative things. But first, let's focus on some of the positive things. I really enjoyed watching Forest Rain. This is a singer who has been part of the fandom from the very beginning, pretty much. One of my friends really, really wanted to go see him as well, or I'm just going to use the standard pronouns right now because I don't have the energy to try to remember what pronouns people want. I understand that Forest Rain is trans, but I don't know what pronouns this person prefers, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So anyway, there was somebody who really wanted to see Forest Rain. And I felt bad that they couldn't go, but then I was able to go, and I really enjoyed the concert, and I think they're a very talented person, and they make wonderful music and everything. And so, I was, took some video of it, and then I felt bad because they just said it made them feel more like they missed out on things, and I'm like, well, I was trying to help you feel like you were here with me, but it didn't work out that way, and I felt sad about that. Like, well, I unintentionally hurt them. And then I had tried to take some video of another person that somebody else had wanted to be there for. I think it was Prince whatever. So this other friend of mine was a huge fan of Prince whatever, and I like their music too. Again, I'm not really clear on the pronouns that they want to use, but so I'll just call them he for now because they look like a man to me. But this this person was really a good friend of, they were really a big fan of Prince whatever. So I took some video of them, and then I didn't really get a response at all. Not a thank you, not anything. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of just was like, all right, I'm not going to worry about that. So next time, guys, if I take any videos, it's strictly going to be for me and for what I want to save and for what I want to upload to my channel. It's not going to be for anybody else. Now, yeah, if somebody I really like is there, I'll probably take a video of them. I have videos up on my channel of the Wonderbolts and things like that. I did get to see Galen, went and talked to him a little bit this time, which is really nice. I like him as a person. I disagree a lot about theology and politics, but I like him a lot as a person. He had kind of a shirt on talking about how God loves everybody, which I thought was nice. I like that shirt. But anyway, so he and I kind of, talked a little bit. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to hang out or really have much more than just a passing, oh, hey, I would have liked to talk a little bit more. It's been a while. So I would also have liked to hung out more with the friends that were at the convention. I knew a couple of people that were there. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to hang out with anybody that I knew. I got to see some people that I knew. There was one person that I knew that I didn't want to talk about or see. Thankfully, we ignored each other. There was another person that I knew that, when I walked up, he was like, "Oh, Winnie," and he gave me a hug and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's good, but, I didn't get to hang out at all. And then there was, one thing that kind of bothers me is I'm celiac. And so I like to make sure that I'm safe, so I can't really eat out with people. I still want to be invited to go out to places, and then I'll just sit there and sip a drink, or I'll talk with you guys or something while you eat. But some people just aren't comfortable with that, so they just don't invite me to go hang out anymore, and it's sad. And, I did enjoy a lot of the panels and stuff, but mostly I enjoyed the concerts. Like I said, I really enjoyed Forest Rain. I enjoyed Odyssey. I enjoyed Prince Whatever. I like that band. This is kind of a new band to me. I'm sure they've been in the fandom for a while, but I really like the Black and Blue performance. I like that kind of metal sound, that heavier sound. I like that. I'm 45 and I'm not really necessarily all up on the newest things, but I thought that was cool. I liked it. I guess I was 44 when I was at the con, but yeah. I like that kind of heavier metal sound. Anyway, so I had a good time at the concerts. I was listening to some other people that were there. I can't name them all off right now, but I saw several people perform and whatnot. One of the things I really enjoyed was the cosplay contest. That was really fun, and I went to some different panels that were fun. I think one of them was a Jeopardy panel. I really enjoyed that one. There were a few things I do have a couple of problems with. Now, one of them was this gentleman, I'm going to assume it's a man, who was running around dressed like Jesus. And it just didn't seem like a Christian who was just enthusiastic about Jesus. And so it seemed mocking. It seemed like ridicule of Jesus somehow. And I felt really uncomfortable about that. And I just kept thinking to myself, well, what if I dressed up as Mohammed? Would I be allowed to do that, or would that be seen as like provocation? So I feel like people are too comfortable coming after Christians, and I didn't really like that. And then later on, there was a panel that I attended. It was the Bluey panel. It was a great panel overall. I mean, we were watching episodes. We were dancing along to the intro. You know how they have that little dancing game with the different family members of the Healer family, and like they'll be like, "Mom, Dad, Bingo, Bluey." We were all dancing along to that, which was hilarious, especially since, a lot of us are like middle-aged adults now, or young adults, let's put it that way, for most of us. But, it was still fun. And this one person up at the front, she had to just pop off with this, and she said something about, how Bluey taught her to be a better parent than the Bible did. And I'm just thinking, why was that necessary? First of all, if you're getting all of your parenting advice from a cartoon, maybe you should get to know some other parents or something. I mean, look, I'm not a mom, and I'm obviously not a dad, but it just seemed like an unnecessary dig at the Bible. Like, why would you say that? And I think one of the things that upset me is she felt so comfortable saying that, like she was in an environment where no Christians would be or something. And it bothered me because, number one, I mean, regardless of whether it's a Brony convention, we're in Texas. The people who run the con have told me before that they consider themselves to be Christian. Now, obviously, they're not like a conservative right-wing type of Christians, but I mean, that seems like that would even be insulting to them. They told me one year that they felt weird about even having 18 plus panels because they consider themselves to be Christian. And I had just told them, well, they don't have to be raunchy. I enjoy 18 plus panels myself from time to time and things like that. So, I mean, I feel kind of guilty in one way because I kind of contributed to them including the 18 plus panels at the con because it was something maybe I wanted to attend, but, I don't want to attend something really bad or anything like that, but it's just, sometimes it's nice not to have all these kids around. But I felt like that was just a little bit over the top when she was saying that, to try to put down Christians and the Bible like that. And it was unnecessary. And I had overheard this one conversation about, somebody was talking about Applejack or something and saying, well, I don't think any of these Texas cowboy types would even like My Little Pony. And I was thinking, well, I know a few people who are, like into farming, ranching, that kind of thing, who are bronies. They may not talk about it at the bar with their bar buddies, but I mean, they like it. And the other person was like, no, I think they'd be in here. And it's like there was this argument, and it wasn't really about cowboys. It was like about, I guess, whether or not conservatives would want to be at the convention. And I think just my overall experience, it kind of gave me the feeling that maybe I'm not really welcome at this convention. Even though I've gone every year, I've had a good time, I've bought show pony badges, I've just started to feel like I'm not welcome. And I don't like that. I've been a brony since the early days of the brony fandom, and I've always felt like there was a place for me in this fandom. But it seems like post 2016, lines were being drawn, friends were being cut off. It's just a little bit harder and harder every year to be a conservative brony, and it's a sad thing because I really do believe in the values of the show, loyalty, kindness, all of that. But I just feel less and less welcome, and some people might think, hey, great, let's get rid of these Nazis. I am not a Nazi, okay? Conservatism doesn't mean that at all, but that's how some people think, and I've been told that, which is sad. It's not true, but I mean, what are you going to do if people think that, But then, there's a lot of people who feel like I do, like, hey, what happened to our fandom? We were part of it, and now we feel like we're not welcome. It's sad. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.